We are getting our first glimpse of what divided government will look like after President Trump allowed cameras to capture his remarkable face-off with Democrats he once called Chuck and Nancy. And it comes as the president is defending himself in an interview overnight, weighing in on a range of topics, including the prospect of impeachment. President Trump defiant, telling Reuters in a new interview he's confident he won't be impeached. It's hard to impeach someone who hasn't done anything wrong and who's created the greatest economy in the history of our country, adding, "I'm not concerned. No, I think that the people would revolt if that happened." The president also denying payments made by his former attorney Michael Cohen to buy the silence of two women about alleged affairs, which he denies right before the election were campaign contributions. As for those who worked for him and had contacts with Russia, Trump told Reuters that's, quote, peanut stuff. The interview capping a remarkable day at the White House, in which cameras captured an extraordinary clash between President Trump and top Democrats. President Trump demanding $5 billion from Congress to pay for his border wall, a project he once vowed Mexico would pay for.
The wall, that'll be the one that will be the easiest of all. What do you think, Chuck? Maybe not?
It's called funding the government, Mr. President.
I have the White House. The White House is done, and the House would give me the vote if I wanted it. But I can't because I need, Nancy, I need 10 votes from Chuck.
The fact is, you do not have the votes in the House.
Nancy, I do. And we need border security. Nancy, we need border security.
Let me just finish, because you can't get your way.
The last time you shut it down, you got killed. Nancy's in a situation where it's not easy for her to talk right now, and I understand that.
Please don't characterize the strength that I bring to this meeting as the leader of the House Democrats who just won a big victory.
Elections have consequences, Mr. President.
I am proud to shut down the government for border security, Chuck. I will take the mantle of shutting down, and I'm going to shut it down for border security.
But we believe you shouldn't shut it down.